What up? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes. Welcome back to another day, another episode on Hump Day. This is day 202. 202 of Dave's Daily D, Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me. I'm Dave. I'm just out here walking my dogs. I don't know if I can. What can I do here? Let me see if I can flip it. Can I flip it? No? What does that do? Does it pause? Stop. I don't know. Anyway, out here walking the dogs. My beautiful girls. Taking them for their walk. But I wanted to bring a little video as I wear my self-love hoodie that I made up. So, let me get this thing turned in my hand. Hopefully y'all can hear me all right. So, thinking, reading, scrolling, doing my thing today. And I saw a post come through and it said that it was a study done at Harvard, a brutal study at Harvard by this doctor. I think it was back in the 1950s. And the study was basically they took these rats and they put it in water and they just did an experiment to see how long they could swim. Throughout the studies, they had all these different rats, and they basically, around the 15-minute mark, they started to struggle, exhausted, and they were gonna, drown. At that point, the doctor then grabbed them, took them out of the water, gave them a few minutes, put them back in the water to see, how much further they could go. How long could they go? Could they go another 15 minutes? Could they go another 10 minutes, 5 minutes? Would they immediately be exhausted? So they put them back in the water a second time. And every single time they could swim, I think it was for like another 60 minutes or something like that. Or it was like, no, it might have been hours. It might have been like 60 hours. I have to look at the experiment again, but they were able to swim for like 60 hours. And it said that they determined that because the rats knew that when they started to struggle, that they would be rescued and grabbed out of the water, that they had hope. And that hope to know that somebody would rescue them if they started to struggle was what drove them to continue swimming and giving their all, because they were hoping somebody would rescue them. So they had the mindset to keep going. The message on that is, if we can all remember in life, even when we have fear and when we have not done something, or when we have done something and an incident occurred, something happened that we failed, that we got hurt physically, mentally, where there was fear and there was worry and there was failure or setbacks, or even before we even do it, we're just afraid to try something new. We have to realize, and we have to have hope that we can do this. We have to have hope that no matter what we do, that we can overcome it. We can overcome what is in front of us no matter what. Even if we start to struggle, that we can do it. And that there are tons of people around us that will also be there for us as well. Hope is everything. Hope and belief. We have to believe in ourselves. Another thing I was reading through is in regards to friendships, personal relationships, people that we know. Not allowing ourselves to be treated properly and fairly, to allow people to take advantage of us, allow people to have narcissistic tendencies, and to use our goodwill and our hearts and us against ourselves and blame us for their shortcomings, and to treat ourselves better, to stand up for ourselves and not allow people to treat us that way. Such an important thing. We have to remember and realize that no matter what, no matter who it is, nobody has the right to take something away from you. Nobody has the right to treat you poorly. Nobody has the right to abuse you mentally or physically. Nobody has any of those rights. And if somebody's treating you that way, it's time to start looking into that. Pups. That's how we keep the views up. Pups. But it's time to stand up and it's time to make a difference. It's not fair for anybody to use your qualities, your characteristics, who you are as a person against you and blame you when you weren't doing anything wrong. When they make mistakes and they blame you and they're not willing to accept their shortcomings and accept their failures, their flaws, and to better themselves, they would rather blame you. We shouldn't allow it. We can't allow it. We can't walk through life being afraid. We can't walk through life being afraid. You walk through life afraid, and you're not going to take advantage of opportunities. You're going to allow things to pass you by, life to pass you by. You know, I look at myself every day and I wake up thankful. I wake up and try to give my all. Every single day, I always want more. And it could be a flaw as well, because I always want to give my all. Come on, got it. I always want to be successful. I always want to grow and gain more and do more. And sometimes I forget to have appreciation. Sometimes I forget to enjoy the process. As we go through success and we're experiencing it, sometimes we forget and we don't think about it. And we allow the moment to pass. And then we feel empty again because we didn't appreciate it. We didn't realize how important, how great that moment of success was. We don't realize how much we put into it for us to only want more immediately. And the whole thing is having a constant conscious awareness to know no matter what you do, all the time you put has to be appreciated by you. You know, appreciated by the people around you. If you're involved with somebody, if you're involved with a team, you know, all that effort, all the people that count on you, you count on yourself. You know, there has to be appreciation. You have to realize that all those decisions, all that time that you put in, it's something. So I just wanted to bring a little video here to talk about some of them things. Come on, quit pulling me. Keep the viewers up. Bring the dogs out. Bring the dogs out. Hey, squirrel. Squirrel. Not a real squirrel, but squirrel. But, you know, just walk through life. You know, I struggle. You know, I have really good days and I have rough days. And I try to, it's a defense mechanism. I pour myself into my work, my career. I pour myself into my time in the gym twice a day. I try to keep myself busy all the time so you don't slow down and stop, so you don't feel things. And that's why I talk about a lot of these videos that it's okay to feel things. It's okay to acknowledge that you're struggling. It's okay to acknowledge that you're going through something. Because if you don't, it's going to eat you alive. You're going to fall apart. You will collapse. Bad things will happen. You will have a short fuse, some things of that nature. I mean, there's a lot of consequences. There's a lot of actions and things that could happen if you do not handle, if you do not accept and overcome what you're going through. So me as a person, I am a very happy, upbeat, high energy person. But I have days where I could just randomly, I could be having the best day I could ever be having. And randomly it just changes. The mood changes. Everything stops. Everything drops. You know, fire goes out. Motivation gone. Just an empty, dark feeling comes over you. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to escape. You don't know how to make it better. You want to talk to people or you want to isolate. There's different feelings. They're different. It's never the same. It's the most helpless feeling. But it is to know that you have hope. It is to know that you can believe in yourself. It is to know that you have continued to fight and strive for more. It is that you have made it through those moods. You have made it through those moments of weakness, those moments of letdown, those moments of not feeling worth it. To have a constant awareness to know that you are worth it, that you do have self-love, that you do matter. To realize that everything you do is important. That is why I make the videos. On top of doing what I do as a job, I make these videos every single day. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who could be struggling. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't have the same mindset as me, who have not found that peace. When I was a teenager, I struggled. I was never diagnosed, but I went through some things and they gave me medication, but I'm not a big person on medication. So I don't truly know exactly what it is, but I have those down moments and tough times where I don't even know if what I'm doing here, there's some questions, but then I found a place of inner peace to realize that, I'm here to make a difference with my mind, with my words, with my outlook, with my motivation, my optimism. That I can make a difference. And if I give up and if I don't utilize those skills to make a difference, then why am I here? So instead of not knowing and having that overwhelming feeling, that paralyzing feeling, that deep feeling of not knowing what to do, I use my empathetic self, my empathetic mindset. I use my sympathetic mindset. Do not chase that rabbit. Hey, do not chase that rabbit. I use that mindset. I use that thought process to not only drive and push myself, but I also use that to be there for other people, to listen, to understand because of my personal experience, but also having sympathy and empathy towards people. I can quit pulling, come on. I can have sympathy and empathy. I can put myself in other people's shoes. I can relate to situations a lot better than people who don't care. To people who don't have the ability to care. It's not, a lot of times it's not that they don't care. It's either they don't have an awareness or they don't have the ability. It's just like the old adage and the old thought process of stupidity and ignorance. And if anybody doesn't consciously know the difference, stupidity is doing something or knowing something and still doing it. Hey, or not having the ability, as I'm trying to avoid traffic here and animals. Come on, quit. I'm having trouble thinking of this. Ignorance is to not know any better. We'll restart that. The difference between stupidity and ignorance. Ignorance is to not know any better and to do something, to make a mistake because you didn't know any better. Stupidity is to know that it is wrong, to know and still do it. So same thing. Some people don't have the awareness, don't have the ability to sympathize, to have an empathetic mindset, to put themselves in other people's shoes, to put themselves in other people's situations, to realize that everybody is going through things and that it takes a special mind and a special quit pulling. It takes a special mind and a special heart to care that other people are going through things. That even if I have the last $5 in my pocket and I see somebody struggling, if I see somebody who is trying to get something and they don't have enough money, I can give somebody that $5 because I don't need it as much as they need it. Is to know that your coworker or your friend or your family member walks in the door and you can sense and you can feel. It's an empathetic, it's an empath thing too, to be able to read people. But to realize that somebody is not, quit pulling. To realize that somebody is not being who they usually are. That they are off. They are, their eyes, their body language, their tone. There's a lot of things that I read on people. And some people just, they're so busy, they don't have the mindset, they don't have the awareness, they don't have the ability to read that. And then there's people like me who sense all of that. I overthink, I feel every energy. And I've had to learn to not allow other people. You've heard it in many videos I've talked about, if you follow and you subscribe to this, that I had to learn to not allow other people's energy affect mine because I feel everybody's energy. I want to have my energy, my good energy, take over a room. I want to make a positive difference with my energy, with my mindset. So I don't want to see people go through tough things and not care. I want to be there for people. I want to listen. I want to help. I want to give advice if they want to hear it. I want to listen if they just want to vent. It's just a caring, sympathetic, empathetic thought process. Girls, you're being terrible at this walk today. Come on. Come on. So guys, just remember, there's more than just us in this world. It all takes all of us to put our little part in to care. Hold open a door for somebody. Help somebody find their car in a grocery store, or a car in a parking lot of a grocery store who's lost. Pay it forward and buy somebody Starbucks behind you. Pay it forward. Help somebody who's struggling and needs it more than you do. When you put a lot of good out into the world and you do a lot of good for people, it comes full circle. I mean, how could bad things happen? How could things not go right? How could you not have optimistic things happen to you when you're putting all that positivity and all that love and all that greatness in the world? Things come back full circle, tenfold. So just think about it. This long video, I appreciate you guys watching. It's longer than I thought. I was going to cut it off at 7 minutes, and here we are 16 and a half minutes in. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another day, another episode. We'll see if we can get this all in one video on Insta. It's going to take forever to upload, but I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and we'll continue to do this thing, try to make this positive difference, whether anybody's watching or not. It's making a difference to me, and it's making a difference to anybody who does watch and rock with me. I love y'all. Thank you so much. This content is out here for you. Self-love, guys.